first, Greg?
Let me see. My name is Greg Clausen, and this is my wife, Deborah.
Hello.
And everything was going pretty good in your circumnavigation, and then you discovered a guy named Captain Fatty who kept coming over to your boat and mooching off you.
It wasn't actually mooching. It was more like sophisticated bartering.
Bartering.
Bartering, I think was the word. Yes.
Deb, what about you? Do you get tired for cooking for Carolyn and Fatty? I mean, they're always up in the cockpit. They got their bibs on.
I know, it's unbelievable, but Carolyn's a good cook, so hey.
We like to cook for Fatty and Carolyn because they cook for us as well. It's a two-way street.
Yeah, it's
two-way street, and they're both Italian wives, and they cook very, very well. Actually,
we first met you in New Zealand, but we saw you in Fiji, and you were having a problem with your sail. And you needed expert advice and heavy muscle. So
yes.
Who did you invite?
Carolyn.
I invited Carolyn.
Absolutely, Carolyn.
We read your articles, and we thought Carolyn would be a much safer bet to help us.
And it turned out to be true, didn't it?
It did. It helped. It was perfect.
She was amazing.
Did a great job. Great job.
When you first headed off for the Indian Ocean, you were gone a few days and you were in company with another vessel, and you thought, this is great. We're finally done with Southeast Asia. We're on our way. What could be better? You ended up having to turn back. Tell us about that.
I had a problem. My friend had a problem with their propeller, and I had to tow them back to Phuket, and put me 3 weeks behind schedule. But I was able to get them back through heavy weather and storms and lightning and fishing boats and all types of problems. But we made it, and I left 3 weeks later by myself for where are we now?
By ourselves.
By ourselves. Where do we go?
He's got the King's English.
I forget where we're at. Turkey. I think
you're in financial ruin, Greg, is where you're at.
Financial ruin. I've been there for years. So
can't be Southeast Asia.
Tell us about, you went to a place called Oman, and the next part was extremely stressful. Tell us about preparing for the convoy and how you dealt with the convoy between Oman and Aden.
We pretty much ignored the convoy and did our thing. We had red barks.
We were in the back. They called us, what do they call us, pirate bait.
We were pirate bait. We stayed at the back of the fleet to stay out of the fray, and as a result, we were safer back there because boats kept trying to run into each other in the pack. And at the end, we took off and sailed by ourselves a little bit, and we got yelled at by our captain of our fleet. But we left anyway, and then we came back to the fleet at the end, so we were okay.
That's great. Tell us a little bit about the Red Sea itself. That was really a wild adventure up there, particularly Sudan. Were you expecting Sudan to be as primitive as it was?
No, first off, I want to explain the Red Sea is not actually red, contrary to popular belief. It's kind of a greenish-blue color.
But it is very shallow.
Yeah, it is shallow. So explain to him about Sudan.
Sudan? No, I guess I wasn't quite expecting it to be as primitive as was, but I liked Suakin because of all the ruins. The coral city that fell apart was beautiful.
They had very nice donkeys, too.
Now when you were in Egypt, you happened to be in luck because every time you would walk into a souvenir shop, they would have some Egyptian heirloom worth thousands and thousands of dollars. Tell us about you purchased whole big sections of the pyramids, didn't you?
They have scams in Egypt that I fell prey to. I have, if you can see closely, I have sucker written on my forehead.
We can see that.
And every shop I would go into, they have a special artifact just for me only.
Yes.
Special price for me.
And by the government, too.
And they're government approved. So I have a boat full of government approved special heirlooms that I am willing to sell at a specially reduced price.
Now you visited Cairo, and when you were in Cairo, you met Carolyn and I, and the fact that every time the check came, I was in the bathroom was pure happenstance.
I don't know if it's happenstance or not, but you always were in the bathroom for some reason.
Tell us about that final day as you finally got rid of your pilot. Now we were talking to you on the VHF radio. You went by it, and you sounded so happy to finally be done with the Suez Canal.
And we talked to you on the radio, and we were all happy. We were just jumping for joy, weren't we?
We were so excited. We got out of the Egyptian waters. To put it Mildly, I don't think there are any Egyptians left. It's only the grave robbers that run the country now.
There's a good, perfect way to sum it up. Thanks so much, Greg and Deb on Sonrisa. Tell us about Sonrisa. It's a Hunter, isn't it?
It's a Hunter Passage 450. It's a beautiful boat. It's still floating. And as I say, any day your boat's floating is a great day.
That is great. Thanks.